Good morning, everybody. Happy Vlogmas Day number 29. I was just outside shoveling a little bit of snow. It's below 0 out there, so I can barely see you guys. I have no idea what's in store for today. I can tell you this. I've been cleaning my canning shelves, reorganizing, moving stuff around, because the more that I can't look at you guys seriously. The more that I can, the more the room that I need. So I've got to do some reorganization. So I've been doing that this morning. I have been going through and looking at cans to make sure they're good. I found a can of Pickled Slaw that wasn't sealed and a can of pickled onions that weren't sealed. It's a little better, but not much better. So behind me is my canning shelf. Let me go ahead and flip you guys around. This is what I've been working on this morning, double checking everything, making sure everything is okay. You can see I've got an empty shelf right here. That is where I plan on putting all of the beans that have been canned. I've moved some stuff around. You see there is a spot down here where there is nothing, but there are empty jars that need to go back on this shelf. And we are going to do a full Prepper Pantry tour on my Snow Gardener 307 channel next Saturday. So if you want to see that, make sure you stay tuned, because we're getting ready to do a no spend. We need to use a lot of the stuff off of this canning shelf. I have so many canned potatoes, it's not even funny. I need to start grabbing those when it needs to be time to figure stuff out. And so here, I have never had my home canned products back here, but you can see I went ahead and made some room for some canned chicken. I've got some canned potatoes here, and I've got some chicken broth. Now, obviously, this is still a hot mess. It's still something that I am working on right now, but I need to start utilizing this space for my home canned products, because ideally, I would love to can as much as I possibly can. And so, like, I've still got a ton of tomato products here. I would love to get to a point where I'm canning my own tomatoes, right? And they're not there. I would love to get to a point where I'm canning my own spaghetti sauce, which I know is not that hard, you guys. I just am not there yet. And so, of course, this is what it looks like right now. Just kind of going through, trying to figure out where I want to put stuff. And my concept on this shelf right here too is that this is where the canned beans will be. All I have left of store-bought canned beans are 2 dark red and 1 black. And you can see the dark red kidney beans are actually, the best by date is last December. The cans look absolutely fine, so they're going to be just great. But I need to make a batch of chili or something. Go ahead and use these up. I do not have any red beans, though. That is something I'm going to have to buy. I'm going to have to buy some kidney beans so I can go ahead and process them, can them up. I did see that I forgot, but I had bought some beans to make baked beans that weren't pinto beans. But look at right here, you guys. I've got kidney beans. So we're going to go ahead and keep canning beans. That's right, you guys. We've also got some navy beans. This is what I had bought to do baked beans with, and I forgot. But we're going to stick with the pinto beans, obviously. So let's go ahead and can up navy beans and light red kidney beans today. And we're going to can up these 2 bags. Ooh, sorry about that, you guys. We're going to can up those 2 bags. And then, you guys, all I've got left are the bean soup ones. Let me double check and make sure. What is this? Yes, this is just a generic 16 bean soup mix. And so that will take care of these bags right here. So I've got 2 bags of navy beans and 2 bags of light red kidney beans, and I'm just fine with that. And I know I bought these quite a while ago to can, but it never happened. I don't know what the dates on here are, and I don't really care. But if you look right here, it says the best by date is July of 20. Could that be right? I think my father-in-law might have given me those. And what are the navy beans? The navy beans shouldn't be that old, but they're dried beans, you guys. They're going to be just fine. Best by date of the navy beans are September of 23. So obviously I've been wanting to can those beans. We're going to get those canned up. They're dried beans. They're going to be just fine. And then right here where this spot is, we will have black beans, kidney beans, navy beans, and also maybe some baked beans, but I don't think we're going to need to put baked beans back here. I think there's going to be enough room up front. Here we are. I did the black beans, pinto beans yesterday, but I had more beans left than would fit into the canner. 7 jars will fit. I ended up with 8 cans of black beans and 8 cans of pinto beans. So let's go ahead and open this up. Let's take a look and see the cans that we have left. This just went off, so they are still going to be super, super hot. I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but I can see that one boiling right now. So I'm just going to pull these out. So we have got our own canned pinto beans with pinto beans and some salt. And that is it. Here's that other can of black beans. So we're just going to pull them out. We're going to let them sit for at least 12 hours without touching them. Now, I can tell you, of course, that the other ones are done and have been sitting for more than 12 hours. So I can go ahead and get them washed and put on the canning shelf. So this one right here is one that was canned. You can see down in the bottom that it looks kind of thick and, I don't know, not really milky, but thick. But think about when you open a jar of store-bought beans. Now, I've already checked all the ones that I did yesterday. They have sealed, so we need to get these washed up. And then here is a jar of black beans. You can see that this jar had a label on it or something. And for me, I don't take the time to sit there and clean them off because I don't count, or I don't care if they have that on the outside. But if you look, you can see that they are a little bit thicker. Like I said, it's like when you buy them from the store. I do want to show you guys something. I thought I had used all of my black beans that I canned a couple years ago, but I had not. So all I canned a couple years ago was black beans. So 523. Now I want you to see these beans. These beans were done using a different method. I had watched a YouTuber where all he did was rinse and sort the beans and then pour dried beans into the jar. 1/2 cup per jar, then filled it with water. This is what this looks like versus this. So I don't know if you can see, but my beans here are actually like separated. Here, these beans are completely like fused together. These work great for my homemade refried beans. But if you look, there's no movement in there whatsoever. And that's how it's pretty much been since I canned them. This method right here is called a rebel canning method because it's not recommended. Has to do with temperature, stuff like that. But I watched another canner who does a lot of stuff and she did it this way too. You have to decide what is good for your family. So now I want to talk to you guys really, really quick. We're not going to go through the canning process, but I want to show you guys something because I was getting ready to go ahead and soak the kidney beans. And it made me think of something and I want to show you. So here we are in my sink. You can see the lid of the canner I just took off. And I had poured 1 bag of kidney beans in here and I was getting ready to sort through them. And I found a rock. This is why you have to sort through your beans because it definitely happens. So there's a rock in there. I like to sort them 1 pound at a time. I like to pick out any beans that look weird like that. So that rock, and you can pull out the ones that are half as well, but sometimes you might end up with quite a few that are half. They're not going to really hurt anything, but I generally do pick them out because there's plenty of beans. So you want to make sure that you don't have any rocks when you cook or you can your beans, right? And so just going through and picking through the beans that don't look amazing for whatever reason. And then I'm going to go ahead and rinse these and drain them. And we're going to go ahead and soak them for at least 12 hours. And right now it's 10 o'clock. So these are most likely going to go until tomorrow is what's going to happen. Unless maybe I'll start a batch tonight. And we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what my day brings. There is a quick soak method that you can do for beans as well. Maybe I'll show you guys that. And we'll do that with the navy beans. Let's do that for something fun. All right, you guys, let me go ahead and rinse these off.
Hearts
guys, we're going to go ahead and do the navy beans now. And in the blue book by Ball, The Guide to Preserving, they have the methods in here to do beans. And right here, it talks about the quick cook method right here. So it says you can go ahead and take a snapshot of that if you want, if you can. But it says that we're going to go ahead and obviously rinse these beans like we did the other ones. We're going to go ahead and put them into a big saucepan or, something. We're going to go ahead and bring the mixture to a boil. Boil 2 minutes, remove from heat, and let them soak for an hour. Then we're going to drain them, and then we're going to go ahead and cook them for 30 minutes. Kind of like what we did with the other ones. Sorry you guys, I didn't mean for that to spill all over. Kind of like we did for the other ones. Except for we let them soak for, of course, 12 hours, and then we cooked them for 30 minutes. So this is the quick soak method. So we're going to go ahead and do that with these beans right here. I'm going to sort through these, like I said, picking anything out that looks unusual. I did find a rock or a dirt clump in both bags of kidney beans. So there is that. And navy beans, I will probably, the next time I make baked beans, I will probably go ahead and use some navy beans for them. I want to go ahead and get a good stockpile of beans to have in my pantry now that the dried beans, these two varieties, are going to be canned up. And even if I only buy, a couple pounds, right? Because these bags right here from Walmart, either Walmart or maybe these were Smith's because these are Food Club. Just a couple pounds because beans go a long ways. They're a great way to get that protein in without adding a lot of cost. If your family isn't huge on beans, you can add beans and meat. And so there's just a lot of stuff that you can do. And so you just want to sort through these. And I know you guys, you didn't know that this Vlogmas was going to turn into Canning 101. Neither did I. This is just something that I had been wanting to do for quite a while. And like I said, this Vlogmas has spurred me into action to get things done, to create things that I want to feed my family, to have on my shelf. I also want to give both of my children some canned chicken and stuff when they're here to celebrate Christmas in a couple days. And so speaking of Christmas, I am not celebrating Christmas with my children until the 3rd. Unfortunately, my husband is not going to be here. I'm kind of bummed about that. We were hopeful, but it's just not going to happen. And so it's just going to be the kids and I. But I am going to do a special vlog for our Christmas. And maybe I'll do, like make a pumpkin roll in that vlog. We'll show the saran wrap ball. We'll do those type of things. And because Vlogmas technically is going to go through January 1st, and then I'm going to be with my kids on the 3rd. So that is what we're going to do. Let me go ahead and do the quick soak method on these. I'll bring you guys back later today. The puppies and I, we're going to go get a chai tea and a treat, and we're going to do some other things in the office today. So I don't know what all we're going to film, but we'll see. Okay, you guys, I want to show you again something and why it's important to check your jars. I can't remember the last time I checked my jars. I know this last year with everything going on in my life, I don't know if I checked them at all, but here we are now. So this jar right here, I've already dumped it, but I can tell you guys that it wasn't sealed, and I could tell right away that it wasn't sealed. I don't think the camera is picking it up, but there is actual little spots on top of the lid. And then, of course, inside, you can see there was little spots of mold too. And let me show you guys what the lid looks like. So when I open this up, so you can see that there is mold there. This is what the lid looks like. So this is why we don't put rings on our jars, because if there had been a ring on here, it may not have been this obvious that it was bad. And so obviously that's getting thrown away. But yeah, this right here, you can see has the mold. It was at the very back of the shelf, so I couldn't see it. And I hate when things don't stay sealed, or they have a false seal and they pop open, but it does happen. So I am getting ready to can those beans. And again, reorganizing my shelf. So I pulled a bunch of applesauce up from the bottom shelf. I have checked all of these jars. Here is a jar of Red Hot that's absolutely fine. So we'll go ahead and use that. But changing up the way that I have my jars and my canned goods, you want to make sure that you check everything. And so I am going to be putting some beans here on this shelf. I think I'm only going to put 3 jars of each. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the extras in the back. But you want to make sure that you're checking everything. This apple pie filling is from 22. Still sealed, still looks good. So I need to be making up some stuff with apple pie filling. You can see that it still has dust on it because I grabbed them. As I grab them, I wipe them down, I check them, I put them either back on the shelf or I move them. And so I also have some peach barbecue on here, you guys. You guys should try that recipe. It is yummy. Everybody, we got our chai tea, super excited to get that, and now we are headed to the grocery store. I'm not going to go in for long, it is super cold out here, so I'm going to run in and leave the car running with it locked for the dogs, if anybody's wondering. But as I was looking at beans, we're all about beans today, beans, beans, beans. I used to make a recipe called 5-bean chili. And it was by Sandra Lee, and she used to be on the Cooking Network. I don't think she is anymore, or the Food Network or something like that. And I loved it, and it was so easy. And it was 5 different kinds of beans that you dumped into the pot with some like Rotel tomatoes, some chili seasoning. I can't remember what else, but basically super easy. And I thought to myself, I need to can those 5 beans instead of canning chili beans. In the past, I have canned quart jars of chili beans and then just added beef and stuff to them after. I've only done that once. We went through, I think I did 5 quart jars. We're through those 5 quart jars now. But the recipe that I followed wasn't my favorite because I had to add a lot of seasoning and stuff to it. And it was like, what's the point of having seasoned stuff on the shelf if you're not happy with it? So I'm going to go to my local store and see if I can find butter beans or lima beans. I did not realize those two are the same, except for the larger size ones are often referred to as butter beans. Love those. Not so much of a fan of lima beans. And then also dark red kidney beans. And so because it calls for cannellini beans, which are Great Northern beans, and so we're going to look for some of those. And then it calls for pinto beans, light kidney beans, dark kidney beans, and that is what we're going to do. So I'm going to run into the store. Like I said, I'm going to leave the car running for these pups, and then I'll be right back. Look at these potatoes. Those are gorgeous. Those would make a delicious potato. And look at 18 cents a pound. Avocados are 78 cents. I'm going to have to buy a couple of these potatoes. My hubby is going out of town, and I love a good baked potato with broccoli and cheese, or with all of the things. I love a chili potato, so let me go ahead and grab a couple of these for myself as dinners. And of course, I've still got broccoli from the tray from Thanksgiving, so perfect. And no, potatoes were not on the list, but those potatoes looked good. It gave me meal ideas for when my husband is gone. And hey, maybe I'll make up a batch of that chili for myself and be able to do a chili cheese potato. That sounds amazing to me. I don't buy dried beans very often, especially from here, so I'm not sure what they have. I'm not even positive I know the aisle they're on. I think I do, but we shall see. Strawberries are on sale 2 for $5. We don't need any strawberries. No, we do not. Can you tell me where the dried beans are?
The dried beans?
Yeah, the bags of dried beans.
Oh yeah, they're in aisle 3.
Aisle 3? Thank you. Okay, you guys, so here we are. So here are the large lima beans, which are considered butter beans. They're $3.89 for 16 ounces. And then we've also got some great northern beans that are only $1.99 a pound. And what else do we have? We've got lentils. There's the navy beans, pinto beans. So I'm going to look at the recipe, and I'll go ahead and put that link down below for you guys. Now, I'm looking for kidney beans. It looks like, is this kidney beans right here? I can't tell. What does this say? Small red beans. Interesting. Are small red beans the same? Oh, there's a light red kidney beans, and I'm pretty sure that's where I got these ones from, is here. So I don't see any dark red kidney beans. I might try to order some online, but let me look at the recipe and see what I need. If nothing else, you can still put 2 cans of light red kidney beans in there, right? Okay, you guys, so I am going to go ahead and get the Great Northern beans, and they've got the 2-pound package. Oh, which actually, if these are a pound each, okay, it's actually cheaper to get them 1-pound packages. So I'm going to get 2 of the Great Northern, and then I'm going to go ahead and get 2 of the large lima beans to go ahead and can up. I did look at the small red beans to see what the difference was for those versus kidney beans. And of course they sound good as well. And I was thinking about grabbing those and using those in my 5-bean chili, using a light red kidney bean and then a small red bean instead of the dark kidney beans. But I'm only going to buy 1 bag of the small red to see if we like it. I am back from the store, and this is the state of my kitchen. We have got beans. We have got beans. We have got beans. We've got beans. And we've got more beans. Little did I know that I was going to go on a bean adventure, but I'm just going to embrace it. I'm going to accept it. Let me show you guys what I got really quick at the store. And just FYI, one of the prices I didn't notice, but it did ring up incorrectly because you guys saw the prices. So the large lima beans were pretty spendy, but I love what is known as butter beans, and that's one of my favorite things about the chili recipe that I was telling you guys about. So I got 2 pounds of those, and that equaled $7.58. I grabbed 1 pound of the small red beans to try. That was $1.99. I grabbed 2 of the Great Northern beans. They were supposed to be $1.99 each. They ring up as $2.19 each, so $4.38. I grabbed these gorgeous potatoes, and these right here were 34 cents total. I also grabbed 4 packets of chili seasoning mix. They were 89 cents a piece, so $3.56. The recipe that I was telling you guys about calls for 2 packets of chili seasoning mix, and I need to find my own chili seasoning mix that I like that is similar to a packaged one. If you guys have one, make sure you let me know. So we are going to be canning beans all day long. I am actually getting ready to wash these jars up, put them on the pantry shelves. I'm still working on the pantry shelves. And I got under the house again. You guys, I haven't been under the house in over a year, and I've been down there twice in just a few days. This is the last of my stash of pint jars. You guys, I have a ton of, what do I have down there? I have a ton of quart jars. I have a ton of quart jars. There is so many quart jars down there. And I do have some of the half pint jars. And so if you're not familiar with canning size, these are the half pint jars. And also another half pint jar size are these two. So I've got both of these under the house. I do not have any more of these under the house, but I have plenty on the shelves. But I've got, you know, plenty of half pints up there. And so quart jars, quarts are not my favorite to can in, just because when I'm only cooking for my husband and I don't need as many quart jars. So I'm going to continue cleaning this. I have got to get Vlogmas from yesterday edited so it can go up today. And then I need to do some filming for YouTube. I need to do some designing for YouTube and my Etsy shop. And I need to decorate a tree. The trees are becoming less important, especially now that Christmas is past. My kids aren't going to care if I have a Christmas tree in my room. They're also not going to care if there's a tree in the room that they stay in. So I'm second guessing myself there. So I might be done with the decorating. I've still got the decorations down, but we'll see. And also on this Christmas jam, when I first made it, it filled up this spot right here, but you can see I have given away Christmas jam, and so we're down to this amount. My kids will take a couple jars, so we're down to a more reasonable amount. I want to have enough room on these shelves right here to do a strawberry and a strawberry rhubarb to add on there. What is your favorite type of jelly? Let me know down below. You know how when you get a project done and it just feels so amazing and it's a project you've been dreading forever? Well, that is cleaning off my canning shelf and checking every jar. I had 3 things on the shelf that were not good. So after the red hot that I showed you guys, I didn't find anything else. And I started putting the beans on the shelf. I am so excited, working on the pantry. And so I have got to take stock of what I've got to see what I need to get this week for groceries. Next week, we start the no spend with Three Rivers Homestead, and so you're going to see that featured on my Snow Gardener 307 channel, so make sure you tune in for that. You're also going to see an entire prepper pantry tour. We're going to talk about what we've got. We're going to talk about meal planning. I am going to try my hardest in January to actually document on SG 307 what I ate for the week. I'm going to try to have a weekly meal and show you guys what I actually eat. If my husband is not home and I've planned 5 meals for the week, there's no way I'm cooking 5 meals. If it's just me, probably 3. And if he's not home, then I am possibly adapting something. And that's what I told you guys about for the potatoes. I know he's not going to be home, you know, tomorrow for sure. And so I was like, ooh, a baked potato. I want to do chili as well with my own home canned beans once they get all done. So I will bring you guys along for that. That will be on Snow Gardener 307 as well. All right, you guys, I've got to go get in the office because I've spent all my time in the pantry and in the kitchen this morning. And it's actually like 1:30 in the afternoon. And I sat down in my office for a few minutes to do a couple things, but it's neglected. And even though it's Sunday when I'm filming this, I do stuff when I can. Now, I want to get to the point where I work Monday through Friday in my office, and for 2026, that is a huge goal of mine. You know, this is the part of the day that isn't that exciting, but I thought I would chat with you guys a little bit more. So, obviously, I'm in the bedroom doing laundry. The Christmas tree is in the box sitting right there, and I really do think that unless something changes in the next day, you guys probably are not going to see a Christmas tree in here. But I will tell you, I am going to add the bows to the top of that. And there are 2 like metal basket things that hang on my walls that are empty right now. And I do want to go ahead and fill those up. That's right. So I'll do a couple other things, but life is just busy. You guys, I mean, I've been doing all of this canning. This was not on the list. Canning was not on the list at all. And so just trying to get laundry done, you know, staying caught up with life, with the house. I don't know about you guys, but when our laundry comes out of the dryer, I like to lay it out so it doesn't get wrinkled. I try my hardest to lay it on the bed, because if it's laid on the bed, I need to get it put away before I go to bed. But Mr. Snow Gardener helped me with this yesterday, and we washed our bedding yesterday as well. So this did not get put on the bed. It got put on the dining room table. So it got done probably 24 hours ago. So I'm just getting to it now. But I think that's realistic for a lot of us. I mean, you know, it happens, right? I mean, it definitely happens. And so I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to fold up all these shirts. Some of them get hung up. Some go in drawers. I don't have a great big huge walk-in closet, as you guys can see behind me here. You have got a dresser in there. That's where Bridger's clothes go. He does have this really old dresser here where his socks and stuff go in. And you guys are sitting on my dresser right now. And so I'm folding these up to go into my dresser. But yeah, I thought I would just stop by, say hey. I feel like today, again, is not going to be super exciting. I mean, how many beans can we talk about in like 3 vlogs in a row? I am super excited to get them put on my pantry shelves though. And I cannot wait to make chili out of them. So I will definitely have that chili recipe along with the video of me doing it on my Snow Gardener 307 channel. And so I've really been thinking about the future of this channel. And I know I've kind of hinted about what I want to do with this channel and that kind of stuff, but I hadn't really, you know, made a decision. Well, I am happy to say 100% that this is going to become a vlogging channel. I do not anticipate daily vlogs. It is a lot of work. And honestly, do you guys want to see me every day? Every single day? Not exactly the most exciting thing ever. But I want to do a weekly vlog. I want it to include, you know, info that may be on the other channels as well, because some people don't watch my budgeting channel because maybe they're not interested in budgeting. Maybe they don't need budgeting help. Maybe they should give me budgeting help. Some people don't watch the Snow Gardener channel because they don't like watching grocery hauls, or they don't like cooking videos or canning videos. And so I thought this could kind of incorporate everything together. And I am super excited to do that. I did not recognize this shirt as my husband's. I don't remember seeing this before. I'm so confused. I must have bought it from him before, or for him a long time ago, and then he didn't wear it type thing. But so let's see, what else are we going to do today? Today we're going to can. And I really want to get the sugar cookies done. I've been talking about those for days, but Mr. Snow Gardener is headed out of town. And so I want to get sugar cookies done for him. And so maybe we'll go ahead and do that. I need to film 10-Minute Monday, which is a budgeting video. And then as soon as I do that and get these clothes put away, we'll go bake some cookies. Now, I did this cookie recipe already on other vlogs, so I don't know if I'm going to, you know, explain every single detail of it, but I will include it in today's vlog. And yesterday you saw Mr. Snow Gardener doing some snow machining, so he had a lot of fun doing that. All right, you guys, let me finish up this chore and then film a video and then cook some cookies, okay? Today has been a busy day of canning and getting ready to can. All of these beans right here still need to be canned. I am making a bean canning video for my Snow Gardener 307 channel. It'll be out next year. And so I have got butter beans in the canner now. I did not know that butter beans were the same bean as lima bean. In most areas, lima beans are the smaller ones that are still green, whereas the butter beans are the larger ones that have grown and have matured. So this is what I've still got to put into the canner. The butter beans are going into here. All the rest of this is going into a big pressure canner for me. But I wanted to show you guys really quick what we're doing for dinner. And this is what I need to start doing more often, is actually using the stuff that I can. So here are our baked beans. So I'm going to warm these up. They still have the ring on them because they did not seal when I did the canning. So we're going to do our baked beans. We'll let you guys know how those are. I've got some dill pickles that I made back in 22. I've got 2 bottles left, so I want to get these eaten up so I can make some new ones. I made a pickled slaw. I threw this in the fridge because I think it's better when it is cold. We have got some hot links, and then I am also going to show you guys how to do canned potatoes in the air fryer. So these potatoes were canned all the way back in 22. They say that most canned goods are good for at least 5 years, if not longer, before the flavor starts to go. So let's go ahead and cook our dinner. So for the potatoes, obviously we're going to open the jar. I love this opener. Man, it is dirty. I need to go ahead and put it in the dishwasher after dinner tonight. So I'm going to dump all of my potatoes out. You can see there is yucky starchiness in the jar, right? Because potatoes produce starch. So we're going to go ahead and take cold water and we're going to go ahead and rinse these and get rid of that starch. Now, my potatoes are all pretty much bite-sized, like that's kind of big, but a little bit more than bite-sized. So what I want to do is I want to let these drain fairly good. I'm going to take out my air fryer and I'm going to put some olive oil, and I think I'm going to go ahead and use Kinder's salt, pepper, garlic, the blend. I really like this one on potatoes. You can put absolutely anything on your potatoes. I'm also going to grab some dill as well. Let me see, which one do I want to use? I have still got some older dill mix from the Pampered Chef, so I'm going to go ahead and use that as well. And I need to move my sink out of the way because it's the one that will turn on if you put your hand around there. So I'm going to put my dill on there and go ahead and shake it around. And I'm just going to do it in the colander, you guys. I don't want to dirty another bowl. And I should have done my oil first, but that's okay. We're just going to do it in the bowl. Yes, I know. Or in the colander. I know that some of the oil is going into the sink, but it will be okay. We don't need a ton. We just want a little drizzle. And then we're going to go ahead and do the rest of our seasoning on here. And we're going to season these pretty dang good. Just shake them around. Nothing too hard. And then, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out my air fryer basket. And for my air fryer, it is perfect because this will fit right into here. And you look, I've got a single layer, and you want to make sure because you want them to get crunchy and stuff. So we're going to have to move them around. So I'm going to go ahead and take the time and move them so we're all in a single layer. Remember, these potatoes are already cooked. So now all you're doing is you're just going to make them crunchy. That is the goal, right? We're going to crisp them up. And I'm just going to set these in here, and we're going to put them into my air fryer. Now, this next part will depend on what air fryer you have, how it works. I have the New Wave Live Well for Less. I don't know. I've had it for a while. So I like to do what the frozen fries are. So 400, we're going to go ahead and start it, and it's going to go for 15 minutes. That's how I like to cook mine. Now, are they going to be done in 15 minutes? Probably not. I'll probably go ahead and turn them over in about 8 minutes, about half the time, and then I'll see. All right, you guys, it's been about 9 minutes. Let's take a look. And nope, we're going to let those keep going where they're at, and then we'll come check when it is done with the 15 minutes. All right, let's look at these potatoes. Oh yeah, they're starting to look delicious. Let's go ahead and flip these over if we can without burning ourselves while we're trying to film, or at least stir them around, right? We are going to let them cook longer because we want them to be crunchy on the outside. Ooh, those are going to be so good with our brats. Come on. I want that one to turn over. And then I want to show you guys how crazy I am. And this, once we get all of dinner plated up, that will be the end of Vlogmas. But, all right. Let me go ahead. We're going to go ahead and do another set of frozen nuggies. We're going to go ahead and start at 15 minutes. I've got the KitchenAid ready to go. I am starting to measure out stuff for the cookies. So we've got potatoes in the air fryer. We have got butter beans that are on the cool cycle in this canner. And then I just filled this pressure canner with, what is it, 18 pints of beans. I was sad because my Great Northern aren't going to fit in there, but that's okay because I still want to can these red beans right here. So I'll have a few cans to can, probably not tomorrow because I am headed out of town to get my hair done. So I will take you guys along. We're going to go grocery shopping for the last time before my no spend challenge. And so I'll bring you guys back here in just a little bit to show you what our dinner plates are. And that will be it for the day. Okay, so it did not go all the way through its second cycle. I went ahead and stopped it because my hubby is not home yet. So I had about 5 minutes left. I went ahead and stopped it because he isn't going to be home for another 20-30 minutes. And I want to be able to have these nice and toasty warm when it's time to eat, so I just turned it off. But we're gonna go ahead and start these cookies. Are you guys ready?
The frost kissed the window, pale and thin, a map of places I've never been. The wind hums low, hollow tune under a sky that hides the moon. Oh, whisper of snow falling so slow, cover the ache where the cold winds blow. Blanket the silence, cradle the night, whisper of snow, soft and white. A sparrow shivers on the fence's edge, feathers ruffle the living pledge. The earth is quiet, its breath held tight, dreaming of spring through the longest night. Every flake of memory drifting down, soft as a sigh in a sleeping town. The weight of winter, heavy yet light, a paradox veiled in white. Oh, whisper of snow falling so slow, cover the ache where the cold winds blow. Blanket the silence, cradle the night, whisper of snow, soft and white. The fire dims, but the ember.
Did you see what's in the oven? So my hubby is finally home, so I went ahead and did another 5 minutes on these potatoes. You guys, look at these canned potatoes. Super, super easy. We opened up the Pickled Slaw. Bridger said it's almost like sauerkraut, which he loves. We added some pickles here. Let's get the beans and taste test those. All right, you guys, here are the beans. I just microwaved them. They are absolutely delicious. And we are going to go ahead and plate up our plates. And then I'll show you, and then it will be time to say goodbye for today's Vlogmas. Here are the sugar cookies out of the oven. I am not going to show you guys me dipping them this year. You just basically melt some white chocolate chips with a little bit of oil in them. You dip half of it and you go ahead and sprinkle it with peppermint. And these cookies are so good because they do have that peppermint in the cookie as well. Okay, you guys, here is my plate for dinner. So everything home canned except for the sausages. Those weren't made. Super excited to try all of this. Still working on canning and baking and all of the things and stuff. And this is what the kitchen looks like right now. But I want to thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Vlogmas. It felt so good to get my canning shelves cleaned up and went through along with working on my pantry. I will see you guys tomorrow, headed out of town to get my hair done, as well as do some shopping.